For most of human history, the stars were something we only dreamed about. They inspired our myths, our science, our stories. But now, something remarkable is happening. The dream of space is no longer just for astronauts and scientists. It's becoming a destination for all of us. Welcome to the new age of space tourism. In the past few years, we've witnessed a quiet revolution. Billionaires racing to the edge of space, civilians orbiting the Earth, private companies building spacecraft once reserved for national space agencies. It's no longer a question of if people will travel to space for leisure, but how soon, how often, and how far. Let's start with where we are now. Today's space tourists are riding aboard rockets from companies like Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, and SpaceX. Virgin Galactic offers suborbital flights, taking tourists just past the edge of space for a few minutes of zero gravity and spectacular views. Blue Origin's New Shepard is doing something similar, launching from West Texas in a fully automated capsule. Then there's SpaceX, leaps ahead in capability. In 2021, they made history with Inspiration 4, sending 4 private citizens into orbit for 3 days, completely independent of any government astronauts. That mission opened the floodgates. Now, there are plans for private missions around the moon, stays aboard the International Space Station, and even private space stations in orbit. We're entering a time when vacation in space is slowly becoming a reality. But what comes next? Where will we go after these first steps into orbit? Let's look into the next chapter of this cosmic journey. The International Space Station is still one of the main destinations. While it's primarily a scientific facility, it's increasingly being used by space tourists, thanks to partnerships with companies like Axiom Space. They're planning luxury modules, complete with private quarters, panoramic Earth views, and amenities you'd expect from a high-end hotel, only 400 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. And beyond that, space hotels. That's right, Orbital Reef, a project by Blue Origin and Sierra Space, is designing a mixed-use space station that will host researchers, manufacturers, and tourists. Think of it like the first resort in low Earth orbit. Another company, Voyager Space, is building a rotating space station with artificial gravity, offering a more Earth-like experience in orbit. These floating habitats could be the first of many, setting the stage for long-term stays and even permanent off-world living. But low Earth orbit is just the beginning. Our next great leap is to the moon. NASA is preparing to return humans to the lunar surface with the Artemis missions, and commercial companies are close behind. Imagine stepping out of your spacecraft and walking across the gray, dusty surface of the moon, watching Earth rise above the horizon. It's not just about sightseeing. Permanent lunar bases are already being planned, complete with habitats, power stations, and even research and manufacturing labs. These bases might one day host tourists on multi-day lunar excursions. Think lunar domes with Earth views, guided rover rides across craters, and maybe even extreme sports in low gravity. It might sound like science fiction, but plans for lunar tourism are in development now, and some could be reality within 2 decades. But why stop there? Mars, the red planet, has captured the imagination of explorers for centuries. SpaceX is aggressively working on its Starship rocket, designed specifically for deep space missions and, eventually, colonization. Elon Musk's vision is to make humanity multiplanetary, with Mars as the next home for humans. A tourist trip to Mars wouldn't be easy. It's a 6 to 9 month journey, one way. You'd need advanced life support systems, sustainable food and water supplies, and shielding from radiation. The first travelers will be pioneers, scientists, engineers, and likely billionaires. But over time, as infrastructure builds up, Mars may become the ultimate adventure for those who want to walk on another world. But Mars isn't the only exciting destination. Let's talk about asteroids. These rocky remnants of the early solar system may one day become unique tourist spots, and not just for the thrill. They could also serve as refueling stations or mining hubs. Some companies envision luxury tours to orbiting asteroids, complete with immersive VR history experiences, real-time exploration, and even spacewalks. Picture yourself floating beside a giant spinning rock that hasn't changed in billions of years. It's like visiting a museum frozen in time, except this one is in deep space. To make all of this possible, we need to overcome massive challenges. One of the biggest is propulsion. Current rocket technology is powerful, but not efficient for deep space travel. Future spacecraft may use nuclear propulsion, ion drives, or even experimental fusion systems, cutting travel time and energy costs dramatically. Another is sustainability. Long missions require recycling everything: water, air, waste, and growing food in space. Space habitats will need closed-loop systems, artificial gravity, and robust radiation shielding. Technologies like vertical farming, 3D printed structures, and AI-based environmental control will all play a role in keeping humans alive and healthy far from Earth. Then there's the financial side. Right now, space tourism is a billionaire's playground, but over time, costs will fall, just like they did with commercial air travel. More competition, reusability, and better infrastructure will help democratize space access. Eventually, we may see space cruises, budget orbital stays, and even lunar honeymoon packages. But with opportunity comes responsibility. Space tourism raises important ethical and environmental questions. Who regulates safety? Who cleans up space debris? Will tourism damage pristine alien environments? And what about inequality? Will only the ultra-rich benefit while the rest of humanity is left behind? These are issues we must face now while the industry is still young. Fortunately, international space agencies and private companies are beginning to collaborate on these concerns. New laws and agreements will be needed to govern this new frontier, covering everything from space traffic to property rights to environmental protections. Like Earth, space must be shared, preserved, and respected. But despite the hurdles, the future is incredibly exciting. Imagine kids growing up dreaming not just of being astronauts, but booking their first trip to space as easily as booking a flight. Imagine classrooms streaming live from Mars, or sports competitions in zero gravity, or art created in orbit. Space will become more than a destination. It will be a stage for human creativity, innovation, and connection. This is just the beginning. As we expand into the cosmos, we're not just exploring new places. We're reinventing what it means to travel, to live, and to dream. The future of space tourism isn't decades away. It's happening now. And whether you're a scientist, an entrepreneur, or just a curious traveler, there's a seat waiting for you on this incredible journey. So, where will we go next? The answer is up to us. The moon, Mars, the stars. One day, a trip to space could be as common as a plane ride is today. And when that day comes, you might look out your window and see the Earth glowing below you, just like the pioneers who came before. But this time, you'll be the explorer. Thanks for watching. If you're excited about the future of space tourism, hit that like button, subscribe for more space content, and share this video